Lachlann Carter. I'm a third year, this is 2008, so the grey hairs have not yet seeped into my beard. I'm a third year Bachelor of Education student and a guy who isn't really part of any kind of literary community, except my girlfriend works in educational publishing, and I like doing storytelling and creative writing activities with the kids that I meet in my placement schools. And here's a fun fact. About a year ago, I saw the author Dave Eggers from the US speak at the Melbourne Writers' Festival about this organisation that he set up called 826 Valencia, which is a creative writing space for children and young people based in San Francisco. It sounded like an amazing space, amazing programming, really connected with a lot of the challenges that he talked about that I was seeing and experiencing in teachers not being able to meet those individual needs of children and young people, and wanting to open up those creative opportunities for them to explore their personal creative voice. So anyway, I'm jumping on a plane tomorrow to go to San Francisco to do a 3-month internship at 826. So I'll get back to you on how that goes. In the meantime, this is a book that I'm going to be swearing in on, which is the 826 Quarterly, a collection of writing by children and young people at 826. I hereby solemnly swear myself in. There we go, that's how that works. Anyway, before I leave, I've got a bit of time here, so I've got to talk about what this City of Literature business is. I don't really know, so I had a bit of a chat with some of the young people that I work with and say, I've got to do this talk about Melbourne. They're like, you should do it as a choose your own adventure story. And I love choose your own adventure stories. I'm like, who's going to be the protagonist? And they say, Melbourne. I'm like, Melbourne is like a person? They're like, no, Melbourne is like a monster. So here's my choose your own adventure story that I've written, City of Literature. You're going to have to participate and help me along with this. There'll be some decisions that we need. I might run out of my designated 4 minutes, or we might finish up really early, depending on what choices you make. It is a bright November day in 2008. The late spring sun warms your skin as you settle in for your afternoon snooze in your regular spot. The gentle melody of the chiming bellbirds of Mount Dandenong floats in one ear, while the regular hum of the Western Freeway caresses the other. Port Phillip Bay laps gently at your waist, and the millions of tiny parasitic organisms that make your body their home go about their daily business without causing a stir. It's a good day to be Melbourne, you think to yourself as you drift off towards sleep. But, alas, sleep doesn't come. You are stuck in that annoying space where tiredness is overwhelming, but you just can't take that final step to slumber. The thing you need, the only thing that ever works in these moments, is a good book. You look around the state for the book that you're currently enjoying, but you can't see it. Hey Geelong, have you seen my copy of Carpentaria? You ask your neighbour. Sydney took it. What? Yeah, snuck over here and nabbed it while you had your eyes shut. And you didn't say anything? You're furious. You want to go right up to Sydney and have it out. But uprooting yourself will most likely cause a fair amount of damage and trauma to your nearly 4 million inhabitants. So here's our first choice. Do you, A, take the fight to Sydney, and we've got to turn to page 5, or B, stay put and try and coax Sydney into coming down south? Who wants to take the fight to Sydney? Hands up. Fight? You want to fight? Okay, good. That settles it. All right, turn to page 5. You scream out your war cry, City of Literature! And haul your 55 electorates up out of the granite bedrock, power lines stretching and sizzling, train tracks snapping, sending carriages full of terrified passengers flying into the rich Victorian topsoil. You feel the rage grow as you rise, bay water streaming off your torso. But as you sense your sense of vengeance assured builds, I don't know what that means, you also realise that your legs, immobile for millennia, are not strong enough to support your sprawling mass, and your knees buckle. You utter your final cry, Literature! And you collapse into the newly widened Port Phillip Bay, destroying millions of lives and crippling Australia's literary industry. You should have been more generous in sharing your books. So that's my speech. I didn't even make it the first time.
Visit wheelercentre.com for the best in books, writing and ideas from Melbourne, Australia and the world.